đây đây ở đây lại đây lại đây hay anh lại đây ở đây hay đây 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 hay anh bum bum ba đây 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 lại đây hay anh đây đây ở đây 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 welcome, KZOOMers. I just get so much joy out of just seeing your faces here and seeing you show up for each other for this sacred work. And this is the week of longing, seeking, finding. And I take a moment to look around the Zoom room, just to connect with some of the faces here that we see every week, and maybe there's a couple of new faces here. But we want to just make a connection so that we can be in practice together.
Fred, hey Fred. Haven't seen him in a long time. Oh, such sweet, juicy faces.
Juicy faces.
Juicy
yes.
faces.
Yeah, Yesha's here. Yay.
Yay,
Yay,
right.
Yesha. Yeah. So, the Song of Songs is what we start out with something from the Song of Songs, and then we take that theme and see if we can explore it. And the Song of Songs is so much the story of longing, seeking, finding, losing, and it's sort of describing the rhythm of our lives, because we don't just stay on one straight line. We there's these ebbs and flows of our love and our connection, and that's what makes it interesting. And what there also is that we're living a kind of a paradox of when I wrote the book, Are We There Yet? The book about the spiritual practice of travel, it was based on a paradox, really, that we are on this journey. There's this kind of sense that we're never going to get there. We're on this journey, and the journey is dangerous and exciting and adventure and difficult and a struggle. And at the very same time, we're already there. We have arrived already. And it's the same thing in that what we learn from the Song of Songs is that journey to love is so important, because through that journey our hearts are purified. We get to come into self-discovery, and the God self-realization becomes God realization. And it is this process. And at the very same time, we're already there, and God is with us in every moment. So I want to be able to hold that paradox by doing some practice that kind of lifts up both sides of the paradox, so that we can live with it. Because I think if you go too far and to one side of the paradox and you push away the other, you're missing it. It's only when we can expand wide enough to know that, yes, we're on this journey, and yes, we're already there. Okay, so that's where I want to go tonight. So we begin with this amazing line that says, Al mishkavi balayot bikashti et sha'ava nafshi. So it says, in my bed, all night I long for the one that my soul loves. And the word for that I translate as long also means to seek. It means like the seeking starts within me. I am, this is how we establish an inner life, is that we don't first go out like, oh, where is it out there? Because when we try to find it out there, we often miss that it's right in here. So we begin the journey with this in the dark night. I call it the night of pandemic. In this dark night where we go inward and we stay in that place of repose, and we wake up that sense of longing for the beloved, who is sometimes elusive. And our journey is often one of mistakes, of learning from those mistakes, because we look for love, fulfillment, connection, often in all the wrong places. And we don't know it's wrong until, we come up empty and are sent to this inner place. I want to just to bring this quote from Rav Kook that says, the primary role of tshuva is for the person to return to themselves, to the core of their soul. Then they will at once return to God, to the soul. The primary role of tshuva, which is kind of like foundational Jewish practice, is for the person to return to themselves, to the core of their soul. Then they will at once return to God, to the soul. So when I am laying in bed in that dark night, I am attempting that place of return. And I return through what I love, sha'ava nafshi. So I want to just lay on the altar of the chant the question, what does your soul long for? What is the deepest longing of your soul? And pour that longing into the chant, because awakening that place of longing, of seeking inside you, is what's going to move you on your path, wherever you need to go. That's the energy that you will unlock. And I'll just say one last thing about longing is that, I when I met with Reb Zalman, and he would sometimes give me assignments, and he's, and Reb Zalman, may his memory be a blessing, called me into his office and he said, Shefala, I want you to awaken the longing in the people. And I remember that moment because I was like, whoa, what an assignment this is. What an assignment. But he kind of knew that it was something that was this fuel inside me, and that if we don't have it, we don't move very far. So the way to awaken longing is to find a little bit of it and pour it into your voice, and then you hear it and you're inspired, and and it gets magnified through the chants. משכבי בלילות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי, משכבי בלילות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי. משכבי בלילות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי, את שאהבה נפשי. משכבי בלילות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי, משכבי בלילות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי, משכבי בלילות ביקשתי shahava nafshi et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi et shahava nafshi.
Once more, and pour all of your longing into your voice.
Mishkavi balelot bikashti et shahava nafshi mishkavi balelot bikashti et
Shahava Nafshi Al Mishkavi Balelot Bikashti Shahava Nafshi Shahava Nafshi.
So keep your eyes closed. Imagine breathing into the heart and bringing that question into the heart. What does my heart long for? And if you could allow, if a word or a phrase arises from to answer that question, you can put it into the chat. So that we can.
Manifesting peace with love and justice, connection, loving connection, wholeness, community of lovers, pure compassion and kindness, unconditional love and acceptance, peace of heart and mind, peace, beauty, loving guidance, a throbbing, loving heart. Oh yeah.
Loving guidance. So this, I think what I am being sent to in my spiritual life is a sense of innerness, that there is an inner life that I want to build, and then the world becomes a reflection of that inner life. And if I go to it, if I cultivate it inside, it will be there. And I always like to tell the story about my visiting my mom in Florida and hanging out with her and her friends around the kitchen table, and there was a kind of a litany going on of complaint that would always start with, I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't complain, but. And then, and then each person talked about, their eyesight is going and they couldn't hear so well anymore, and, all their friends were dying, and just the things, the losses, one after the other, and I could feel the weight of it in the room, and I looked around at everyone and I said, well, I guess that's why we really need to cultivate an inner life, because everything on the outside is really going to fall away. That's why it's probably really important that inner life is really important. And they all looked at me with utter incomprehension.
Blank looks.
It was so striking to me that they had no idea what I was talking about when I talked about the inner life. And I thought, oh, this is really the work. Our work is cut out for us, to be able to really understand what it is to cultivate an inner life. And and as we age, it becomes more and more important, really. I mean, I think it's always important, but then it's sort of the importance of it comes home to us as we, experience loss. And this sense, what happens on that mishkavi, this bed, this stirring of the heart, is part of the cultivation, building and refinement of that inner life, and it happens in the stillness. There's, that, and we have to find our way to that stillness. So this next practice really is about what happens inside the heart. This conversation of the heart that brings us deeper and deeper. Al mishkavchem. It's the same word as that from the last chant, and it brings us to this place of domu, which is this cross between stillness and silence. And that's the place, kind of this mystery deep inside us where we are being sent. So, and the word salah, I don't know what that means. Nobody knows exactly what that means, but it's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Domu Sela, Domu, Domu, Domu Sela, Bilvavchem, Anishkavchem, Bilvavchem, Anishkavchem, Domu, Domu, Domu Sela, Domu, Domu, Domu Sela, Bilvavchem, Anishkavchem, Imru, Bilvavchem, Anishkavchem, Domu, Domu, Domu Sela, Domu, Domu Sela.
So it's in that place of inner stillness that the power is unlocked, the mystery that sends us, opens us. And going there is, every day, going there every day, really nurturing that inner life. There's a book called The Inner Life by Hazrat Inayat Khan. And I took this one phrase from the book that was instructive to me. He says, the inner life does not merely consist in closing the eyes and looking inward. The inner life is to look outwardly and inwardly and to find one's beloved everywhere. The inner life is to look outwardly and inwardly and to find one's beloved everywhere. But God cannot be made a beloved unless the love element is awakened sufficiently. So I think that's what we're doing in our practice. We're awakening that God element in us. And that's part of the building of that inner life, so that when we find that beloved inward, we can look inward or outward, and the beloved is everywhere. And that's and so we come to the other side of the paradox of seeking, which is to be able to hear God say to us, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I'm here. I'm present with you. So I wanted to do a couple of practices that really hold that. And this is something you just said. This is what you heard recently for your own journey about feeling God with you.
Aha. Yes.
So, and it makes all the difference. So, the Rachmel's been going through some difficult chronic pain stuff.
Yeah.
And what he said was that the key was being able to be in touch with that presence no matter what.
And for the pain to go in the background and the presence in the foreground.
Yes.
I'm pretty much getting there. I'm pretty good.
working
Working
with it every moment. We're working with it. So this chant from the prophet Isaiah says, when you pass through the waters, and passing through the waters is really kind of what our life is about. Is this kind of this the waters, the waters of change, and the waters of
Life.
tumult,
Yeah.
right? And when you pass through the waters, that's the time when we get lost, really. It's we get knocked around by life, and that is the moment where we need to train ourselves to open up to the voice that's speaking to us, that says, "I'm here. I am with you. I
Yeah.
won't let these rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you." And I think that this thing about overwhelm, when we get overwhelmed, we shut down, and then we don't receive the gift of our lives. We can't channel it. It's like it closes off the channel with that place of overwhelm. So God is saying that that sense of presence that I want to give you in every moment will make a difference. You'll still have to go through whatever you have to go through, because that's what it means to be human. But it makes all the difference to know that that presence is with you wherever you go.
And it literally, for me, it talks to me in my wise man voice, very soothing, calming, comforting. It's okay now. It's all right. Just calm down. It's
With
wonderful to
you.
have that
So
voice.
I think that in
Thank
the
you.
chant we're saying, "Oh, I want to hear that voice."
Yeah.
And sometimes I chant and I send the chant to my future self, who's freaking out, and so that my future self receives the chant and remembers in that moment of freaking out that it's like, oh yeah, whatever I'm going through, God, that mysterious presence that holds me will hold me through it. So let's plant that. Let's, open up to the voice that is always saying that, so that we can feel it inside ourselves, reverberating. Kita berbamai, ikani, ikani. Kita berbamai, ikani, ikani. Uban haron lo ishtafucha, lo ishtafucha. When you pass through the water, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. When you pass through the water, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. I won't let the rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you. I won't let the rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you. Kita berbamai, ikani, ikani. Kita berbamai, ikani, ikani. Tuhan meron lo ishtafuka, lo ishtafuka. Tuhan meron lo ishtafuka, lo ishtafuka. When you pass through the waters, I am
ishtafuka, lo ishtafuka. Uvande arod, lo ishtafuka, lo ishtafuka. When you pass through the waters, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. When you pass through the waters, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. I won't let the rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you. I won't let the rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you. Kitabor b'mayim itkani, itkani. Kitabor b'mayim itkani, itkani. When you pass through the waters, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. When you pass through the waters, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. I won't let the river overwhelm you. I will be with you. I won't let the rivers overwhelm you. I will be with you.
So open up the place inside that needs to hear this, that needs to take it in. Or if it's something you know already, let that knowledge just penetrate even deeper. And however deep we know this, that's how much we can relax. And however much we relax, that's how much we can open and receive the gift of this moment, even the challenge of this moment.
Yeah.
So, so I'm going to do one more practice this evening with you, and it. Oh, except there's some people from Australia. I want to have to say this morning with you.
It's tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
We made it.
So this is a practice that I created a month before my mother died unexpectedly. And it was, sort of my soul saying, this is what you're going to need. And we sang it at her funeral.
At her funeral, yeah.
And it took on so much, even more meaning, because these words that say, I'm always with you. I found myself, I was chanting it to my mother was chanting it to me, God was chanting to all of us. And we were chanting that to God as well. I'm thinking about you, Yesh. I just read Yesh's new book that he just wrote was about his mom, and and the process of her dying too, and it made me remember this chant. Anyway, it was a beautiful book. I wrote a blurb for it. You'll get to read it at some point. But these words in Hebrew, just simply "va'ani tamid imach," really is a way of planting inside us the other side of the paradox of our seeking, is that we're, that God is with us. We are already home, and we are, and that's that presence can permeate us, and there's some place in us that remembers it, and there's another place that forgets it.
Yeah.
And in the English part, I kind of describe that process of remembering and forgetting. I say, though my heart is troubled and I'm filled with dread, I turn to face your mystery. Though I've been lost inside my head, I open to eternity. And that's really how I get lost, is like in these kind of ruminations, in these places inside my head, when I'm not really present. And when I'm really present, then God is present to me. So, so whenever I do a chant, I always want to notice, like, where do I, how do I need this chant? How can I put it inside me, so that it'll be there in the times that I might be lost. Really, it'll bring me back. So you can just sing that Hebrew chant if you want, the Va'ani tamid imach, or if you feel like singing the English with me, you could do that too. Va'ani tamid imach, Va'ani tamid imach, Va'ani tamid imach. And let in that message. Let it in. And let it sort of breathe it in and let it settle inside your body. So there's another way that that God comes through each of us as when we show up also for each other in holy community here. So that I can bring my full presence and you can bring your full presence. It's like that presence of God is between us, even on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Quite miraculous. So I just want to just to come back to that paradox of the seeking and the longing, and that doesn't come from lack, but it comes from this place of the mystery that moves us onward on our journey. And so that place of seeking and longing is in, we're holding it with this other glimpse that we get, is that, that we're already there, that God is with us, that we are completely held and safe. And we want to be able to hold both. So when we reflect on that inside us, you might just want to notice, is there one side of the paradox that I go to more than the other? What happens when I really try to hold both as true in me? And so we will, for those who want to stay, we'll take 10 minutes to just reflect on that with each other, and then I'm going to call you back. And I just want to
leave. Goodbye. We love you. We love you.
I just want to remind you, go to the website, reverendsheffagold.com, give a little donation in honor of what you received tonight, and we will be with you next week. And so everybody, I guess, who's leaving, who doesn't want to, and anybody who wants to